Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Hyverler, and today we're talking about an article here posted on Game Radar, which you can find in the description below, talking about the Amy Hennig-led Marvel game. Now, this was announced, I believe, last week that they were coming together. Skydance Media, I believe they are Skydance Entertainment, as well as Marvel, to make a new game, but there wasn't really a lot there. There was no characters mentioned, nothing really mentioned. It was just kind of like, this is happening. And I was like, okay, we'll wait and see, right? But of course, as we all know, speculation will ramp up, and today's video is talking about what kind of character they may possibly be doing, or characters, depending on what they do, right? So, as we go down to the article here, it says speculation is rife about Amy Hennig-led Marvel game. Yesterday on November 4th, Kevin Smith interviewed writer Mark Bernardin, who revealed during the show he's actually writing on the new Marvel game. As Min-Max's Ben Hansen recaps in the tweet just below, Smith claims that the live chat for the interview immediately guessed the game that Hennig and Bernardin are working on. So the tweet then says, on the new Fat Man Beyond, Mark Bernardin reveals he's a writer on Amy Hennig's new Marvel game. Kevin Smith says chat guessed the game immediately. The two viable guesses were Ant-Man and the Fantastic Four. So my money's on Amy Hennig making the Fantastic Four. Now, the article goes on to say this leads to several interesting possibilities. Many guesses as to Hennig and Bernardin's new game were made by chat during the interview. And among them were games based on Ant-Man, the Fantastic Four, and an open world based on Black Panther's Wakanda Nation. So when we look at the three possibilities here, right? Ant-Man, Fantastic Four, and a game based on Black Panther's Wakanda Nation. Let's start with the Wakanda one, right? Because I think there's a lot here that you can kind of take from that one specifically, right? And I think the biggest thing when we talk about the Wakanda idea is obviously with Marvel's Avengers, we just got the War for Wakanda expansion a few months ago, right? And there was a lot of fanfare for obviously the portrayal of Wakanda and the portrayal of all of the characters there, right? So to me, it feels like it'd be interesting to see Marvel kind of double down on the Wakanda one and be like, okay, we just had this expansion, which apparently by all accords did very well with a lot of people, right? And then they go and like greenlight a separate Wakanda game. Is it riding the hype of War for Wakanda? It'd be really interesting, right? Nowhere did it say in this article. Now, obviously, I didn't read or see the actual kind of interview itself, but obviously no Black Panther himself, just based on Black Panther's Wakanda Nation. An interesting take there, because obviously a lot of people, myself included, obviously go Black Panther, Wakanda, like this, right? So for them to kind of like take this and separate them would be a very interesting take on that one specifically. So for me, while I don't necessarily know if I want a full Wakanda game, you know, without the Black Panther specifically, the idea is kind of interesting to think about, and the idea is there to kind of be like, okay, if I did get this, what kind of things would I want in it, right? What kind of things would I not want in it? And because of that, you know, the idea is very intriguing, I will say that. Now let's go to Ant-Man. Now, when I think of Ant-Man, you know, a lot of the time, now once again, my kind of feedback here from you guys is very different from market research, is very different from kind of what they're doing over there, and kind of picking characters for different games and then, you know, assigning them to development publisher teams. So, you know, for me, a lot of the time when I hear feedback from you guys about Ant-Man specifically, it's, I don't want an Ant-Man game. I just want Ant-Man in Marvel's Avengers, right? Just give me Ant-Man and Avengers so I can play alongside my friends, yada, yada, yada. You guys know the deal, right? So does it make sense for me, based off all the conversation I've had and all the stuff I've heard from you guys, to put Ant-Man in his own game? Probably not, right? That leaves us with one final team here, and this is the one that makes the most sense to me. And the reason it makes the most sense to me is because when I talk to you guys and when I talk about, you know, Marvel games, and I go on the internet, I read Reddit, Twitter, there's two teams, two properties that people want for a video game, and I'm sure you're going to guess the other one, right? It's the X-Men. People want the X-Men, people want Fantastic Four. So for me, does it make more sense for them to lean into the Fantastic Four? And let's not kid ourselves here, right? The Fantastic Four has a huge mythos that they could explore in the video game medium, and it makes a lot of sense to do it, right? You have the movie coming up very soon. Obviously, they're putting that into production here soon. And because of that, I feel like the hype for Fantastic Four is only going to build slower and slower, higher and higher, until you get to the MCU breaking point where it's like, oh my God, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, right? And I feel like they would be very wise to capitalize on that with a great video game here. Now, could it be that? It could honestly be that, right? But it seems like if they were able to guess the game immediately and there was only 3 options there. For me, out of those 3 options, it's like it probably is going to be the Fantastic Four, right? So, I mean, remains to be seen. Obviously, I'm sure we'll find out more details in the coming months. I mean, this game is still a whiles away. We're not looking at 23, we're looking at 24 probably more than likely, right? So, with that being said, guys, I mean, I would love to see a Fantastic Four game. If it is a Fantastic Four game, it sucks that it's going to be quite a while before we see it, though hopefully it's going to be good. You know, for anyone who remembers Amy Hennig and, you know, that name's ringing some bells, obviously she was the one spearheading 1313, which if you saw any of the footage out of 1313, you kind of got a feel for what that was going to be. That looked and felt like it was going to be a cool freaking game. So hopefully some of that energy, some of that charisma gets, you know, transported over to whatever character or team that they're doing for this Marvel game, and hopefully we get something half as cool as what 1313 looked to be. But with that being said, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you want to see a Fantastic Four game? Would you be okay with an Ant-Man game? Would you be okay with a game based on Wakanda? Let me know, and I can't wait to see you guys the next time here on the channel. Enjoy your day, evening, night, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Later, guys.